Happy holidays, everyone! Welcome to the Vibranium channel. My name is Ryan, and today I'll be unboxing the Hot Toys Spider-Gwen figure from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse animated movie. My good friend Ann Campy recently picked this figure up, and being the cool person that she is, asked if I'd like to do an unboxing video for it. So I definitely had to take her up on the offer since it looked like a really cool figure. So big thanks to Ann for helping out my channel. Into the Spider-Verse is definitely in my top 3 favorite Spider-Man movies. I think No Way Home is up there now too. That movie is crazy. No spoilers, but if you guys haven't seen it yet, check it out because those things are all over the internet. So when I picked this figure up from Ann, this box art immediately grabbed my attention. The color scheme, the character art, the shine of the box, it's just so damn good looking. Shout out to whoever decided to use the kingpin on the back as a background for the copy to show up better. Then with the top cover off, you get to see the figure through the front window. This box even has Spider-Gwen's color scheme and character art on it. I really like when they go all out on the boxes. It adds to the whole experience of getting the figures and opening them up and checking them out. Makes you realize the time and energy the artist put into everything that comes with it. So okay, let's go ahead and take everything out of the box and go over what Spider-Gwen comes with. Alright, so here's everything that Spider-Gwen comes with. You got hands, head sculpts, webs. Let's go over the figure itself first. I really like the material that they use here. It's, you can feel the little pattern on it, the back of the hood, the arms, the pink. The backside you have like the little leg art or fangs, I guess. Go down here, check out the blue, like, I don't want to say ballerina shoes, it kind of looks like it. Then you have the pattern on the pants. As far as arm motion, it does go all the way out and up a little bit. Yep, composed a little Hogan muscle pose right here. So the elbows bend pretty good, the arms. The material does stretch, so hopefully it can stay in pose for a while. You can see a bunch a little bit here on the sides, but legs do go out far. The knees ratchet up pretty far back. That's cool. You can do some dynamic poses. Then, yeah, you get a little bit of swivel here in the thigh area. Ankle up and down, side to side. So you can definitely do some cool poses. Then the head does turn a little bit, but the hood is, it's solid plastic. So let me go and take this off. You can see here it's all attached as one piece. Then you can put the other head on. Here's the cover that goes on her neck. So it looks like her hood is down. Then put the head on here. Sometimes these things are easy, and sometimes they're not. Come on, get on there. There we go. Okay. So yeah. This is a cool head sculpt too. The hair looks pretty good. It's obviously plastic, but I think it looks good. Got the shaved size, head pivots back and forth, up and down pretty good. So good movement on that. The back of the hood looks cool. So you definitely could pose her with this or without the mask. And then yeah, let's see. Then the head, it does come with different eyes, so you have all these different eye sets. They do have a tiny little magnet inside of it, so let me take this out of here and show you guys. Without dropping it, there we go. So you can see where it's recessed in there with the magnet. And you can just take this other one out, and then you can just grab another set of eyes. And then they just kind of slip in, and then the magnet holds it in place. Like that. So you can have a big set of eyes, like she's surprised or scared, or there's like winking eyes. There's like normal eyes and stuff. So it's cool that they give you different ones, and you could just switch them up too. You don't have to use like the matching one it comes with. You could have wink eye, big eye, whatever you want to do. So there you go. Big eyes. Then yeah, little winky eye, kind of the same thing. And then a little bit more smaller eyes. So yeah, you can mix and match and do what you want, but it's cool that they give those. Then they give you like a cloth mask, so she can kind of look like she's holding it if she's unmasked, or kind of you could lay it on the ground as kind of a background thing if you want to do that. Then lots of different hands. You got wide open hands like this. The detail on the gloves match the suit perfectly, so it's a cool match. You have, so here you can stick a web in there. Let's try this one here. No, this one. Yep. So yeah, you can stick this in there, so she can look like she's swinging. So that's really cool. I'm pretty sure these webs are the same for like all the Spider-Man figures, but they're cool. Then you got like a gripping hand, another hand. Then you have all the web shooting hands. So you have this one here where the web shooter is on the wrist, and you can grab the web things and plug them in there. Here's a web shooting hand without the web holder. So yeah, a lot of different web shooting ones you can use. Another one with the holder. Let's try it, put it in here. And let's see. No, it's not going in there. Well, I'll do it during the posing. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But also have like the web that sticks to like a surface. So you can have her like shooting like she's hanging from something or grabbing something. If you can get it to stick on there. Yeah, this just goes into the bottom here. This. There we go. Yep. So she can hold it and shoot it and grab something or hang from it. So there's different things you can do with this. That's cool. But yeah, you can hang from it and stuff. Then these are like the ones that go in the wrist. These are like the ones that are coming out of her wrist as she's shooting them. And then these are just like extensions or different pieces you can have her hold. So they all have the little ends on it that fit in the web hands. And then this one is kind of like an action pose where she's swinging. I think that's what this one hand is for. So put this in the top part of the hand and the bottom. Then she can hang onto that and swing. Then she comes with a little physics book, which actually is cool. And then inside of it, it actually has fake words. So that's pretty cool. So it actually has stuff that she could pretend read. So maybe I'll do something with that. Like she's studying. So that's cool. Then it has a little fake cell phone with a picture of her and Miles on it. Try to get a little hard to get a close up of it, but it's cool that they give a little phone for her. Then I'm guessing this is like a compact with just mirrors. I'm assuming. I don't know what else it would be. And then the stand, the typical kind of stand that Hot Toys come with, but it does have the graphic on it is really cool. The kind of artistic Gwen Stacy on the front is cool. And then this pole actually twists in instead of slides in. And then we comes with a Spider-Ham figure, which comes with a display base. Little tail there. He needs that base to stand on, otherwise he will fall over. His head is way too big. But it's cool that they come with it. Yep, falls over. So, yeah, it's really cool that it comes with a kind of an extra figure to use for her. So cool. Let's do some poses and check out everything together and see what we think. Alright, so here's the figure with the two like webs coming out of her hands, and then this is the cool background that they give you. It was under the box. I forgot to take it out when I did the actual review of the piece, so this was underneath the tray. And also it comes with, where it says whoosh, it comes with 3 or 4 different kind of like comic words that you could stick in here. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if I would use it to display it because it's pretty bright and it is kind of tall. But it is cool that they included it, and you could probably do some cool like comic book looking shots with it. But I really like the color scheme of this figure. With the black and the white and the pink, it's kind of like, it reminds me of Bret Hart a little bit. But the contrast is really cool with the blue shoes. The material and the costume is awesome. It does bunch a little bit in the leg area when you do different poses. But it goes back when you straighten it back out. So I don't know if I would keep her in a dynamic pose for too long. But definitely you could pose for, take some photos or do some stuff for a little bit of time, but I don't know if I would leave her in too much of a dynamic pose. And then here I have her unmasked, holding her mask, kind of getting ready to shake Spider-Ham's hand for the first time meeting him. I'd really like that they included him in this. He basically doesn't have any movement. He's kind of just always in this pose, but it is cool that they included it as a nod to the character from the movie. The Spider-Gwen figure, even unmasked, looks really cool. The head sculpt matches exactly from the movie. The hair and everything, the eyes. But yeah, I don't know if I would keep her posed with the hood on or off, depending. It looks cool either way. But the color scheme and the contrast between these two, it's really cool. So I thought it'd be nice to see them together in a shot. And then here I have her back with her hood on, and I have her kind of getting ready to shoot a web. So this is one of those web pieces that plug into the bottom of the hand. It's pretty easy to put in there. And then since she comes with so many different web attachments and hands, there's probably tons of different possibilities and stuff you can have with her swinging or action shots of her shooting stuff or landing. So there's lots of different like I said, possibilities of poses and web stuff that you can do. And this is just kind of a simple one. I just kind of switched it out to have her looking at her phone in her hand and just kind of hanging out, not doing much. It's cool that they include this. I have the Scarlet Spider figure, and he also came with a phone. And I see some cool pictures of people doing poses with the figures and phones and stuff, kind of just hanging out, normal stuff instead of like a battle pose. So maybe that's something some of you guys can try with this figure as well. And then for this one, I put her on the stand and pole that it comes with. The pole actually screws into the base instead of the normal like clipping into it from the other figures that I have. So it's a little bit more secure and sturdy. So hopefully that will allow you to bend the pole more and do some cooler dynamic poses with her swinging and stuff. And in this one, I just used the web attachment that looks like she's swinging. Kind of have her look like she's swinging through the city here. And then here it took a while, but I finally got her to be posed upside down, holding her physics books, reading it like she's studying, hanging from a ceiling or upside down on a rooftop or something. I thought it'd be cool. It's different. Definitely with this pole, like I mentioned, it's pretty sturdy, so you can definitely... It's not going to be a problem to put the figure in any kind of dynamic pose, but trying to get the book to stay open in her hand was a little challenging, but I finally got it, and I thought this would be a pretty cool one to show off. Hey everyone, welcome to the Vibranium channel. Thought I'd try something out new today, since this figure wasn't one that I actually purchased. It was actually lent to me with my good friend Ann Campia, so I thought it'd be cool to bring her on and see what she thinks about the figure since it's been unboxed. She's been able to pose it and see why she wanted to pick it up, stuff she likes about it, stuff she doesn't like about it, what got her into collecting a little bit, and also she has previous experience working at Hasbro, which is super cool, and she has insight onto like what goes into these figures and the box art and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be cool to see if it's what she expected or if it's more work than it seems sometimes. So, Anne, thank you so much for being on my show.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad that you got to do the official unboxing of my Spider-Gwen here.
Yeah, thank you. So, what obviously me and you have known each other for a long time. We've gone to Comic-Con, we've gone to Frankensons, we've gone to late night Target runs with her brother to pick up figures. What initially got you into collecting figures?
Ooh, I would say it was the Walmart runs that my brother and I used to make. So I believe the very first figure I ever bought was a WWF Ahmed Johnson. And for whatever reason, he was the one I purchased. And since that day, I swear it like was a domino effect of, oh, well, we have Ahmed. He can't just be in the ring by himself. We have to get 50 other wrestlers and get the entire collection. So I think that, to me, is the earliest memory of me starting to really fall in love with action figures and toys and starting to actually collect as a toy collector would. So. Okay.
Now, do you collect everything? Do you collect certain characters? Do you like stuff that's really cool? Like, what draws you to want to buy a figure?
That's a great question. I think I look at toy collecting the same way I look at cosplaying. Like, I don't cosplay. Yes. I don't cosplay or I don't initially invest in characters unless there's something I really like about them. And so if you see for example, my background in my office is an eclectic mix of things, but it's things that I actually like, or there's something about that character that is really appealing to me.
Okay, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I am too. Like, whatever looks cool and appeals to me, local-wise or theme-wise, I try to pick it up.
Yeah.
So obviously, you mentioned you worked at Hasbro. Mm-hmm. Right now, she works at Apple, which is kind of even cooler. But you worked at Hasbro for what, 4 or 5 years, something like that?
6 years.
Oh, 6 years. So, what did you do at Hasbro?
I was a project manager at Hasbro. Worked on a lot of new consumer goods. So, girls line, boys line, you name it. I was working on Marvel, Star Wars, on the girls side, Disney Princess. So, project management is a very interesting role within the toy space in that you're not the one drawing the initial images of the figure. You're not figuring out how to sculpt it. You're not even doing the engineering of making sure the functionality works. You're there to just make sure all those people who are the experts in those areas are doing what they need to do to get the project done. And so my involvement was very much across the board, working with all of those different people who put some sort of time and effort into the figure to make sure that it actually hits the shelf and people can buy it and it's in a pretty box, etc. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So was it more than you thought it would be going into it? Like going in, obviously we collect toys and stuff. So Was it more work than you thought it was to get a toy line done?
Yeah, so I have a very, very different perspective about toy making in general. Now that I've been on the other side of that, I have such a clean and just like a, what's the right word? Inspiring perspective of all the work that goes into creating a figure. It's a lot of work. You guys would be surprised at how many people go into making just this spider ham right here. There's so many people involved in this figure. It's insane. And so I love watching. When I was a PM, I would watch unboxing videos just because it's customer feedback. Yeah. And so one of the things that would kind of pull and make me ache is when people would say, oh, well, I wish it had this or that. Because I know all along we wanted to put this or that in there. Yeah. But then, ultimately business decisions or even intellectual property has to be a specific way that you can't always be as creative or innovative as you would want to be in certain circumstances. And I think that's what the perspective is that I gained when I worked at Hasbro, is that there's a lot of people, a lot of time, a lot of effort that goes into making one toy. And so for me, I don't take it for granted. Every time I see a toy on shelf, I look at it and think, oh my gosh, I remember all of the things that have to go into creating this one thing. And so if you look at Spider-Gwen, for example, even just like all the deco hits or all of the articulation or all of the thoughtfulness and just how she actually looks like the character, and the little pieces and just how she moves and how you're able to pose her. All of that was carefully thought out by somebody at a company. Yeah. And they really wanted to make sure that as toy collectors or as people who purchase this product, that you're getting the best possible experience. And so for me, again, fresh perspective, give some of those toy makers a break, because there is a lot of thought and care that comes into and making a figure like this, for example. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of the figure, now that you've had a chance to see it unboxed, you've posed it, which is a really cool pose, holding your phone, webbing up old Spider-Ham snout there. Why did you want to pick this figure up, first of all? Yeah. Where did you pick it up, and why did it get your attention?
I don't know who she is, like, at all. Okay. I don't really know who she is. I was kidding.
Yeah, this is just a random hoodie.
So I would say Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was just, like, so innovative and creative and new. Yeah. And it was such an original take, in my opinion, of Spider-Man and how he becomes, in this variation, Miles Morales becomes his version of Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse. And so I love her because for several reasons, but one, I think she's very self-aware. She when you meet her in the movie, you kind of already know she knows who she is, and she's very comfortable with it. And whether she went through the struggles that Miles is going through in the first movie and she's already past that, we meet Spider-Gwen in this state where she's already comfortable being in this persona and this superhero or whatever you want to call it. So I love how she is just self-aware of herself. She knows what she's able to do. She's got a level of confidence that is very subtle, but it's inherent in the way she carries herself, and she's just so good. I love her interaction with Miles. She's so good at building that relationship with him. And obviously I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next movie. I know you can't see it. I'm staring at her cell phone, but one of the pieces is a cell phone where it's a selfie of her and Miles, which I think is really cute. And not to say, like, I also fell in love with her because she is voiced by my favorite actress of all time.
I was going to say.
Haley Steinfeld, who has been doing such amazing things. And so you get this kind of character, this look, alongside you have Haley Steinfeld actually doing her voice acting. I'm sold. That's why I bought her.
There you go. And plus it came with Spider-Ham.
Yes, and it's cool because you rarely see that you get this additional, like, whole other figure. Again, she's 1/6 scale? Yeah. So unlike some of the ones that you've unboxed before, she's a little bit smaller, but I do think she does a lot of the things, and she comes with extra pieces and a ton of pieces that I'm sure Ryan is showing in this unboxing that I think you can have a lot of fun with posing her and having all the different types of versions of her. So it's a really cool figure.
And I would say she's probably one of the most articulated figures
That's great.
And easy to pose figure legs and arms and stuff, she can pretty much do whatever Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen pose you want to do.
Yeah.
So, obviously you talked about stuff you like about it. Is there anything you don't like about it, or things you think maybe it could have came with or improved on?
I don't know if you guys can tell, and I'm sure Ryan is going to point it out in the video. Going with what I like, I really like her actual outfit here. Mm-hmm. It's like that skin tight, almost like, I don't know what you call this, latex or something on her, which is really, really cool because often this is just deco hits, right? So you actually feel like she's wearing something.
Yeah, the texture on it is really cool. It goes her whole suit has this texture pattern on it, and then the color changes, so it's really cool. The only thing that I would say is I do wish there was multiple of her human head. Because, different expressions and stuff. Yeah.
It's cool that it comes with expressions when she has the Spider-Gwen mask on. You can change her eyes and like it really changes her expression when she's fully suited. But in this version, when you want her human character out, they only come with this one head. Yeah. And so there's only so much. She kind of just like smirking you can do. Yeah, it's cute, but you kind of wish there was like maybe one more version of that.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. So now that you've got this is your first Hot Toy, right?
Yes.
Were you looking to collect anything else from this line or in general, or are you trying to not be like me and spend way too much money on all this stuff back here?
Character choices, so I really have to like the character. I do think I will make one more purchase, and that's only because when I got her, I love that she comes with ham, but I do think that she needs miles. Yeah. It's only fair. Yeah. It's only fitting. So I did put a pre-order purchase in for Miles to kind of complete the set of those two, and then I think I'm done.
Okay, good. 2 is I was like 2 is good for me. That was those 2. Then it's like forget about it. It's like keep getting stuff. So don't get too crazy. But no, that's really cool though. So thank you, Ann, so much for coming on. Yeah. Please follow her. Where can people follow you? She has a great cosplay Instagram. She has her own website. She's a kick-ass project manager. She's all over the place. So where can people look for you and find you?
Yeah, feel free to chat about this figure with me. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Ann Cosplays. You can see my versions of all these types of characters. You can also find me on the Everyday PM. So one of my passions is project management. As Ryan mentioned, I worked at Hasbro for 6 years as a project manager, so I love what I do, and you can find me on theeverydaypm.com as well as LinkedIn under my name, Ann Campia.
Awesome. So thanks once again for coming on, and I'll do my final wrap up, and then we'll get out of here. Alright, so overall, guys, I'm really impressed with this figure. I really love the color scheme. Obviously, it matches her character from the movie, but I really like how it looks. It's very posable. All the accessories that it comes with are really cool, so you could do some dynamic action poses or just a museum pose or just her chilling reading a book or using her phone. So there's lots of possibilities with that. I didn't really think about picking this figure up, but now that I've done it, if I could find it at a decent price, I might pick it up. I think it's really cool, and it'd be a nice addition to my collection. I have Scarlet Spider and some other Spider-Man Hot Toys that it would be cool to have her posed with. And plus, No Way Home probably gonna have a ton of figures coming out for that too, so I'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I really like it. Thanks again to Ann Campia for letting me pick it up and do the unboxing video for it. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the likes and subscribes lately. I really appreciate it. Channel's slowly growing. I'm happy to see the growth, and I will be putting out more content very soon. You can follow me on Instagram at Vibranium for updates and other photos I take of my figures, and then I will be posting another video here probably in the next week or so and try to be more consistent, since I actually have some figures to do now over the next few weeks. So thank you once again. I really appreciate it. Happy holidays, and I'll catch you guys on the next unboxing.